morning, Dan. How are you,
Hey,
sir?
good morning. Busy. Been a busy morning.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's good.
So it's a good, yes, it's a
It's a good
positive day
busy.
today. It's a
Yeah,
good
good.
busy.
Yeah, good.
Um,
What are
that
you up
lake
to?
listing I had, that lake listing that I have, I finally got a couple of showings on it. We did a price adjustment on it. We dropped it another couple 100,000. So it's where it should be. And so
How
we
big
might,
of a drop? You said a couple 100,000. Is that
yeah, we originally started at 1.8 and I told them that they were out of their mind. They were too high. Not those words, but you know, I kind of said, yeah, I don't agree, but you guys are
you
the
people are
ultimate
crazy?
boss. And now we're down to 1.3.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a big drop.
Yeah, I mean, we originally listed last year at 1.8. We relisted it back in March at 1.5. And I'm like, guys, listen, the appraisal, the lack of, people, we got to put it where you're going to get attraction. So I got them convinced to drop to 1.3, but they don't want to do anything to it. They don't even want to put the dock out.
Yeah.
And they're a very difficult set of customers. But great news, I got my first agent meeting set up. I met with an agent over the weekend, and she's really interested in joining us. She just doesn't have time this week. So
Okay.
I was excited about that as well.
Nice. Well, let me know. I'm ready to
Yep.
help.
Yep. And then I got another listing that I'll be having by the 1st of July. And then this couple also is going to go into a purchase agreement probably by the weekend.
Okay. Good for
So
you. That's awesome.
it's been
And you
a
set up, you're
good
getting
week.
you're on my calendar, I think, for tomorrow. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll meet
Yeah.
on
There's
there.
a few things that I want to get hashed out. I need to
Yeah.
get a game plan together.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
still I'm too scattered for my liking, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah. We'll figure that out. So definitely. Hello, Zach.
Morning, Jeff.
It's good to see you.
See you. See everybody.
Sherry, Conco, what are you doing on here?
Hey, how are you? I
I'm
thought, hey,
good.
I got the text message. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna jump on here for a few minutes.
Awesome. Welcome. Good to see you.
Yes.
Zach, can I ask you real quick, just something, and maybe just even to share, like, because I know, you've been with us for several years, and just in the last, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, like really just been plugging in more. Has it been helpful to be plugging in more?
Absolutely. If anyone was joining EXP, I would definitely plug them into all these trainings. Um,
Just
we're
showing up.
also remote. Yeah, just showing up is been really helpful. I feel like it
Yeah.
culture and that team, you know, that I think a lot of people are kind of nervous they're going to get with EXP. But then after plugging in just a couple times, you realize, how willing guys like you are to help, offline too. So, yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
because I'm trying to get back in, and I have a pretty weak connection today, so hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out a little bit, but we got most of it. So you would recommend that people
Okay,
come to these meetings when they can. Yeah, there
absolutely.
you go. So, Anjanette, good morning. Good to see you.
Hi,
Did you get
Internet.
signed up for that Bold Trail
Yeah, today I will
training?
after
Yeah.
lunch. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, you got the
I want to
link
be
on that.
organized.
Yeah. So, and Andy, you got that right. I copied you and Tim on that. So you got that discount code. He waives the $99 fee basically, and then it's just month to month I think on the regular price, but he did lower the prices on that too. He's also doing now Lofty, and he's doing a bunch of different kinds of trainings. Um, I set up with him with the AI piece for some blogging and stuff. I'm playing around with that. I'll let you guys know how that works as to whether see where that goes. So he's got a whole thing he's doing. It's actually been pretty good so far. So anyway, whole nother thing. Yeah, if you're looking for Bold Trail training, I actually signed up for it. I'm like, I need to learn it because I'm gonna have people going more and more to my Bold Trail. I just need to at least learn enough to make it work better. I know how to make it work to a point, but I don't know as much as I feel like I need to know with it. Just even to help other people with it to some degree. So It's kind of like the funnels. I think just getting that going now has been so good. Just to way better at helping people with it when I'm actively involved in it. So,
With that thing Nick's offering now, I'm sitting here thinking, should I save $500 a month on my Sierra Interactive CRM/website? Keep the URL, point that to BoldTrail, and move all the prospects over to there. But it'd be a nightmare. But I'm going to go into Claude
yeah,
and see just exactly what I'd need to do to make that happen. Because, I've got people in there. I've got 23,000 leads
Wow.
and past customers in there, all set up on different kinds of searches. And it'd be a massive undertaking, but it'll save
yeah,
me $6,000 a year too.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And that's a website CRM that you've had set up for a long, long time, right? That was talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
Yeah, I never went to KV Core because I've been a Sierra Interactive user for decades, literally.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Well, I
I
can
got
So,
tell you that I've been working with GoGo Bethke also. So I know she helped me create some funnels for my website. And so I've been using GoHighLevel, but trying to figure out GoHighLevel and when to be using my BoldTrail because that's what I have been using. I switched over, to that when that was an option there, but still trying to figure out that marriage and what is good and what is bad, and how when you use one to the other one. So I'm still working on that.
I tell you what I recommend to a lot of people, Sherry, and I know Anjanette is just getting started with GoHighLevel as of about 4 to 6 weeks ago. But I use GoHighLevel to generate the lead and basically get the customer talking to me. And then once they talk to me, I'll move them over to Sierra, in my case, Bold
Yeah.
Trail and yours. When they're talking about integrating an IDX search and things like that, that you're not going to do with GoHighLevel, that's when I make the switch.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Yes, that was my plan for that. Hmm.
mhm.
Awesome. And Jeanette, how's your videos coming along and your lead count and all that? What's that looking like?
So far, I've been very consistent with videos. So recording that. So tomorrow I have another schedule here. So I'll record 3 videos tomorrow. The only thing that I want to ask is that, so I've been calling all the leads on Facebook. And then some of them are like 12 months. Most, at least a couple of them, they said, hey, we're working on our credit score, or we're just moving here from somewhere. We just want to know the area first. And then in a year, we are going to move. So it's like a long term. So
Hmm.
that's why I want to know, um, Bold Trail, any advice for me? Because how do you effectively nurture it, make sure that they don't forget about you when it's time to decide to buy your first in their mind? And I just want to make sure I capture them, that they see me visually. Besides YouTube, I would refer them. What is your effective way besides putting them in the CRM that also helps? Just help me to organize so I'll start off in a right track, if you don't
Yeah,
mind,
no,
Chip.
that's a great question. I'll jump in quickly and ask for Jeff and Andy to join me, but you're going to need to put them on a 12-month nurture of some kind. You can create an automation in both in CRM Grow. Excuse me, GoHighLevel. There's so many CRMs. You can put them on a 12-month nurture in GoHighLevel. I definitely, and this is something that I have on my list for you and I to talk about in the future. I didn't want to give you too much too fast, but you're going to want to create a newsletter in
Yeah.
GoHighLevel and drip that newsletter on them at least monthly, if not
Yeah.
weekly. And we'll talk about that too.
Okay.
But you could
Great.
also move them over to Bold Trail and start some sort of email drip campaign on them from there as well. But the point is to be consistent, and
Mhm.
whatever they tell you their timing is, you need to cut it in
Mhm.
half. If they say they're 12 months out, you need to be in their face in
Oh,
6 months. If they say 6 months, you need to be calling them in 3. And I would call them periodically throughout the year, as well as the email drips and anything else the newsletter, anything else you're doing for them. But I would
okay.
adopt a philosophy like that. Where you do it is less important, but making sure you do it and do it with consistency is very
Mm.
important. And specifically ask them in some of that communication to subscribe to your YouTube channel and ring that bell so that they will see you every time you put a video out. And you're going to stay in front of them that way as well on your YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, Andy, anything to add to that?
Thank you. Thanks, Tim.
I think all of that. I mean, it's just I've got a weekly newsletter that I send out to
Mm-hmm.
everybody.
I want to learn that.
I
Mm-hmm.
am taking the drip campaign that's in Go that we have set up for, like, the leads coming in to Go High Level. I'm extending it out 12 months.
12 months.
Just
Yeah.
because now again, if they respond to something, it automatically stops it, and now it's up to me to manage that, which they're still going to get things from me. But if they haven't responded at all, they're gonna, and I'm not gonna do like it's every day at first, when they first come in, but I'll do once every 4 or 5 weeks, just a
4 or 5 weeks.
quick touch base, and hey, anything new with your moving plans, just something, and provide value.
Mm-hmm.
When I find a good article, and I'll do this for all the people in my database. If I find a good article or something that came out and whatever, I'll take it and I'll send it out. Or write a blog about it myself. Have Chat GPT help me rewrite it and
Mm-hmm.
work it and kind of make my own thing and put it out there to people. Again, just things to keep, just provide value along the way.
Yeah, I want to learn how to create newsletters. So thank you.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Always good stuff every time I attend.
There is a newsletter training in the digital president training, correct?
Yep.
And
Digital.
cash cow funnel, there's a section in there of, yeah,
So
of
it's in the
training.
cash cow
Oh,
training
yeah.
specific. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was. I couldn't
there's a
remember.
little section in there on the newsletter. So
Yeah, I think saw that. I have to. Okay,
There's
check.
also within BoldTrail, there's a long-term nurture campaign for buyers and sellers, but specifically for buyers that you could activate for your customer. But I would go in and clone it and then basically customize it to the way you want it to sound like you. But
Mm-hmm.
clone it and everything you clone, call it like Anjanette one, and then it'll say clone out beside it. And the reason why is because that moves that to the top. The next time you go to look for that campaign, it'll be at the top. So that way, because if you name it, they're in alphabetical order. So you got to name it something with an A. That's why I said Anjanette. So if you say Anjanette one, then it's going to move it right to the very top so you can find it next time you get ready to cut it on. But you can create one for buyers, sellers. You can do a 3 month, 9 month, 6 month campaign, or you can do a 2 year campaign. They have them all built in there. BoldTrail has built them all out, and you can just literally go in there and turn it on for your buyer, and you
Mm-hmm.
just tag them with that. Just go into each lead into the contact, and on the right hand side, you'll see you can turn on buyer nurture campaign and you could just turn it on if you wanted to. And then that way they'll get an email from you.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on how long it's set up, but usually it's at least once a month they'll get an email from you and a text message. And when they look at property, they'll get another email from you. So it's
Uh,
very intuitive. It knows when
I
they're
can
looking at something, it'll pop them
I
and say,
can
"Hey, saw you were looking at this." I mean, the AI portion of it does that for you. So a lot of times I'll get a text message from my client. I just got one the other day. He's a 82-year-old man in retired Navy, and I don't send him emails. We don't contact through emails, but he somehow has gotten into my email system, and he got one the other day that asking him if he wanted a property value evaluation, and I did not send it. The system sent it. And of course, now I got to deal with it. He called me this morning. What are you talking about? I would consider selling my house if I can get enough for it. And I'm like, oh God, now I got to pull a CMA. Now I got to do, but it did what it's supposed to do.
Well, are those two separate campaigns, Andy? Like the newsletter and then that property search?
Not
They,
only are they two separate campaigns, they're two separate CRMs. What I'm telling you to do is in BoldTrail. What they're
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
you to do in with the newsletter is in GoHighLevel.
Oh, the newsletter is in Go High
Yeah.
Level, and
You
then
can build out a newsletter in BoldTrail. It's just a little more difficult. But if you want to learn how to do it, go to YouTube and go to Inside Real Estate to their YouTube
yeah,
channel and then type in how do I build a newsletter in the search bar and there's going to be a video that teaches you how to build a newsletter in BoldTrail.
Bold Trail. Okay,
And that'll
cool.
probably be in Anthony's training if you get into that internet
I'm
too.
sure it
Yeah,
will. I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll have it in there. You know, one
yeah,
of the
yeah.
things I want to just emphasize, I think for everybody to hear, Tim mentioned it, and again, something I learned early on was just, again, when you talk to a new lead comes in, a prospect of any kind, I mean, the conversation, you're trying to figure out what they're looking to do and when. Are they a buyer? Are they a seller? Are they both? They have a house to sell, and then they're going to buy. They're going to sell first. They're going to buy first. What's the situation? They're going to keep as a rental. If they own, like, what is their situation? When are they looking to do it? And it's funny because it's happened to me so many times where the last question I always ask them before I hang up the phone: when would be a good time for me to follow back with you? And it's funny that answer. How sometimes they'll say they're looking to, oh yeah, no, we're looking sometime next summer, 2027. We're just clicking around in here. When would you? And so you're thinking 2027? I'll call them in May next year, whatever. And then you ask them when would be a good time for me to follow back with you. Well, I don't know. Why don't you call us? I don't know. Call us in a couple of months. Call us in August. When kids get back to school. Where it's like, okay, whatever. Like it's funny how that answer sometimes will be different. Now sometimes they'll say, no, just well, call us back sometime next summer. We'll figure it out. Now, whatever they tell you, they'll cut it in half. If they say 3 months, month and a half, and they're never going to say, "Well, I told you to call me in 3 months. Why you call me in 6 weeks?" It's like no, they'll never do that. And you just call them back, like, "Hey, just want to catch up, touch and base. How are your moving plans coming along? Anything new? Whatever." And again, if you have this conversation, it's like it might be a job thing, or it might be with different reasons why they're moving, and you have those notes. So you want to, again, build that conversation, build that rapport with them. If they mention something in the conversation, oh man, we've been so busy. Yeah, my daughter's getting married in 3 weeks, and da da da. Next time you call them, hey, how was your daughter's wedding? Again, you have because you had that note in your, you made a note of that, and so because that's a big, huge life event, and for you to just touch base on that, like again, you're not just looking to get the sale. You're kind of building a relationship, a friendship. You're hitting things that they care about, and that makes a big difference with people in terms of just winning them over. I've done that with agents that I talk to. They'll tell me about some big thing going on. I had an agent yesterday. They're taking a big trip to Europe. We were talking about, she's looking at EXP but she's like, right now I'm so busy with everything going on and we're leaving, June 19th for Europe. We're going to be gone for a month. Where are you going? We're going to Vienna, Prague, and Budapest or whatever. I'm like, okay, great. Have a great trip, whatever. When would be a good time for me to follow back? Call me when we get back from our trip. I'm definitely interested. The first thing I'm going to ask her about when I talk to her is tell me about your trip. Yeah, we're going to talk EXP and real estate, whatever. I want to hear, tell me about your trip. Oh my goodness. Like I want to hear about how was Vienna, way up high on my list to get. I mean, just we're going to have a conversation about just life stuff, and then we'll get into different things. And with prospects, buyers, sellers, agents, I mean, it's so important to hit them on some of that stuff, you know?
Thank you.
So, but cut the time in half, what Tim said. So key. I made that mistake. Call me in 12 months. Call me in 12 months. Oh man, we bought a house 6 months
I
ago.
know. Yeah,
Whatever. Hey,
that's
you were great. Thanks so much. All that information you sent us, you were awesome.
yeah, that's what I would that's what I'm, fearful like, oh, well, how did that happen? Because that happened to me before too.
Yeah. So
And
cut it in half.
I've gotten to the point where I just ignore their time frame altogether. I mean, and the reason why is because I just recently had one YouTube client reached out to us, wanted to talk about listing her house. And as we're having the conversation, and I said, well, when are you thinking about doing it? Oh, probably about maybe a year, maybe 8 months from now. I said, why so long? And she said, well, because we got some things we want to do. We want to fix this. We want to fix that. We want to do this. We want to do that. And I said, well, why don't I just come over and look at everything, and then I'll tell you my opinion and tell you what we think we can do. We'll run a full CMA and see where we're at. And I may find some things that you need to fix that you didn't think you needed to fix. And she said, "Oh, that's a great idea. We're going live Monday with the listing." So,
That's a great point
Wow.
right
I
there.
mean, because all we did was sit down and have a conversation. And I said, I would do this, this, and this, but I wouldn't do all these other 12 things you're thinking about doing. I mean, they don't make sense to do. Let's just price it according to that. And then we're going to overcome it anyway. And so they agreed. We signed everything, and we're going live Monday. I mean, they're getting their back porch painted and their front stoop, and that was one of the main things. She's
Awesome.
already had it pressure washed, the house, and she's already had the grout cleaned in all of her bathrooms that we suggested, and the Ring doorbell camera fixed. She got a new Ring doorbell camera, and that's all been done. And so I mean, she's been steady texting me going, I think we can do it. Let's go live Monday. I think we're going to be there. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's get it done.
Yeah,
So,
That's
she
so
that's
goes
good.
from a year to 4 days.
wow.
Yeah, and along that same line, I'll tell you, we've done this before. It's something I've learned over the years. It's just, like a buyer lead comes in, a buyer prospect. And so you call them up, you reach them, you have a conversation, and we might set them up on a home search. They're thinking, yeah, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months. I mean, no solid plans right now. We're just kind of looking, just seeing what's out there, trying to get a feel for it. And hey, how about if we set you up on a search? I won't bombard you with stuff, maybe just once a week, but it'll be a live link. It'll show you what's on the market. Just tell me what you're looking for, and I'll get some of those details, and I'll set them up on a search. And then I'll do this. And not everybody's going to be open to this, but I'll put this out there like, hey, if you have some time over the next couple of weeks, here's what I'd love to do. This will just help us do a better job for you. Let's just take a Saturday or an afternoon sometime. Let's just pick 3 houses off of your list that I send you, and let's go look at those houses. I know you're not looking to move right now. That's not what we're doing. I just want to go look in those homes, and you tell me at each house, here's what I love about this house, here's what I don't like about this house. And I'm going to take notes on all this stuff, and we'll come back and we'll adjust your search. So I'm sending you the right kind of properties, and that would just be really helpful. We don't have to, but if you're open to that, let's set a time and do that. Okay, sure, that'd be great. So we go do it. And all of a sudden now that 6 month time frame turns into a 1 month time frame. And they get excited. All of a sudden they see a couple things that they like. And we start having conversations while we're in the house about the rates and, prices that, even though, yeah, the rates are down and prices are kind of dropping, but they're still going to go up. Where you make the most money when we just start having these conversations about it, but they get excited about what they see. We might even go look at a couple new builds just to do some comparisons because that's a big thing here right now. And they just get excited about it. So all of a sudden now their time frame got cut way down and they're ready to go look. And again, I'm not trying to manipulate them and do that. But again, the truth of the matter is they wait for a year or 6 months. What are the rates going to be? I don't know. What is the market going to be? What are prices going to be? It's like, so anyway, just things like that. Even that you can get somebody even off the fence. They're just not sure what they're doing, but get them out to go look at some stuff and they get excited about it. So anyway, just another thought there. Kathy, you have any thoughts on any of that stuff? I don't know.
I just agree with all of it.
Yeah.
All the things you're saying. Nothing additional.
Yeah.
Good point.
So,
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Every nugget. I really appreciate this group so much. And there's a lot of, I wish I've known you guys earlier, but it's never too late, right?
All good.
That's why I'm always here.
Yeah. That's good.
Thank
Leanne,
you.
how are you?
Doing good. How are y'all doing?
Good, good.
I just wanted to let y'all know the house that I had. I finally went under contract after 100 days.
Did you?
The one y'all was looking at. Yeah. It's under contract.
Congratulations.
Right.
That's awesome. What
Yep.
what hit on it? What made it click or you got the
I mean, they did move some of the furniture out and who knows?
Talked about last week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Somebody went in and looked at it and ended up sending me a contract. They went Saturday and then sent me a contract late Sunday night or an offer.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
So we worked it out Monday and it's a good deal.
That's
Thank
awesome.
y'all.
Yeah, that's
Congratulations. That's
Yay,
great
way
news.
to go.
very cool.
See what you've been missing, Cherry?
I know, I have been missing. Hey, I have another topic going back to the campaigns and nurturing. So I would say about 70% of my business is listing, 30% buyer. So of that, probably almost 80% of my sellers are moving out of state. And so I like don't know how to stay in touch with them. They either have already had a place they were going to. A couple times I've been able to try to connect them with EXP agents in the area they're going to, but pretty much they already had something figured out. How do I stay, like, what am I putting in a campaign to, or do I? Like right now I'm doing nothing with them. They're like gone. And I feel like I'm leaving a lot of stuff behind since that's so much of my business is on the list side. What do you guys do for something like that?
That's a really good question.
Let me ask you real quick. Do you get a review from them for your Google business
Yes, I
page?
I try. Yes, on my Google
Okay.
page. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good thing to do with everybody if it
Mm-hmm.
won't sell.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Um, okay.
Does anyone have a campaign, something like that, that they are currently using they'd be willing to share?
That's
I
why I said
don't.
it's a great
It's a,
question. I've
it
never
is a
heard of a
good question.
campaign
Yeah.
that exists like that, but you certainly want to.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I was going to say before staying in contact with them after they leave town is just say, hey, I know you already have plans. You may already have an agent, but at least talk to an agent that I'm a partner with in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or wherever they're going. So you have options. You just never, or work, let two agents send you things. You can pick who you
Mm-hmm.
want to work with on who gives you the most value.
Mm-hmm.
Just try to, it's kind of the doctor's second opinion kind of approach. So definitely do that. And you may get some more referrals out of it in the process.
Yeah,
Um,
because I'm thinking of the one seller that, and this is just one, this is probably a fluke, but they sold their house, they bought a motorhome, and they're touring the US because they don't know where they're going to end up. So it's like I'd kind of like to stay on their radar,
yeah.
but I don't know where they're going to end up. Like I can still keep, but I like how am I communicating to them? Like what am I providing value to when they don't even know exactly where they're at? It's like I don't even know what to be saying to them in my campaign.
Well, I can tell you just from experience, people love to talk about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just set up maybe like a 12-month nurture camp. Well, I mean, maybe even longer than that, but just a campaign that sends them maybe an email once a month with like, just wanted to keep you abreast of what's going on from where you left, and maybe send them a market report or whatever. But then also ask the big question right out of the gate is, how's life going? How are things going since you moved? Tell me all about it. I'm really curious. And if you want to jump on a call, call me if it's too much to type, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do. And the only reason why I say that is because people absolutely love to talk about themselves. If you start asking them how things are going, and you think about it, if you and I don't mean to say old person, but if you, because I'm old, but if you meet an elderly person and you say, how are you? Don't ever ask that. Because then they're going to start telling you not only their problems, they're going to tell you all their friends' problems, and they're going to talk to you for the next two
Hard.
hours, and you can't get them to stop. So if you
It's
ever
hard.
ask how are you, that's your day's over.
Oh,
It's hard
But
to say that. How are you, right? It's already.
yeah, but
yeah.
that's what I would do. I mean, just it's just an idea, but I don't have anything in place like that, but that is a really good idea.
What I would do is set a reminder on my phone or in your CRM, whichever you work the most, and I would call them every 3 months. I pick up the phone, have a conversation. Where y'all at? Like, where y'all been over the last 3 months since the last time we talked? Like, are y'all, landing on anywhere that's looking fun to live? And like, I would just have a full-blown conversation with them, maybe not for 2 hours, like
Mm-hmm.
Andy just said, but I would just come from a friend relationship, conversational call every quarter because then you're staying on top of what they number one, where they've been, what they're doing, right? All that. And if you will, to me, if you do that every quarter, as they are getting closer to landing a place, then you can have that conversation about, oh my gosh, I've got some great realtor partners there. Let me connect you with one.
Things,
Hi, everybody. I just want to say hello from Connecticut, and to that topic, I want to ask a more fundamental question. Because I'm new to the hub, I've been using Slack since I joined a year ago almost, and I don't know where we are supposed to turn to find agents in other cities outside of our states. Is there a place on the hub to turn to? Is there EXP toolkit or something? How are folks finding other agents?
couple things. And Andy, do you know, I have not dug into the hub the way I need to yet. Do you know, have they got any of the referral groups in the hub yet, Andy? Are you aware of that?
They do have some of them
Yeah.
set up, but they do not have all of them set up yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is something to be watching, Jeff. There will be like referral groups. I know they had that in workplace before. But the other thing too, again, we just had a referral this last weekend that we got put together, my wife and I, and you can go, if you go into, my EXP.
Yep. That's the best place to me.
Yeah,
Because you can
go
see
into,
all the bios, you can send the referral agreement from right there. Yeah.
go into my EXP, hit knowledge base, and then go down here, agent directory, and it pulls up all the EXP agents. And so you can search by, just let it load.
Location.
Bonus search in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, whatever, and now it brings up all the agents. Now, here's what I would tell you guys too, because there's a lot of agents. I see this all the time. I'm not going to call some of these agents. I need to talk to Jennifer. She's part of our group. She doesn't have her profile set up yet. Like she needs to get that set up. Okay. Get your photo in here, get your bio in here, take 5 minutes and put this together. Cause I'm going to call these people that have their pictures done. And this guy here, he's got information. Let me click on him and read about him. Okay. It's going to tell about him. It might talk about his business and how long he's been with EXP and how long he's been in the business. And he's closing, he's an icon agent, that kind of stuff. I'm going to give Chris a call if he's got that kind of bio. I'm going to pick 2 or 3 that I'm going to call an interview, and then I'm going to refer them to my potential, client that I'm referring. But this is the way to do it. You can do this for every city. But I would tell all you guys, if you haven't done it yet, go in here and set up your profile. And again, don't just put a picture. You put a picture, but nothing else. Take a few minutes and again, write out like this guy here. Write out about yourself. Tell your experience, what you specialize in, this kind of stuff. So
I
it can
can
make a
say you
difference
can
in terms
refine
of,
your bio with ChatGPT or something like that.
yeah. So just that's one suggestion on that piece right there. One thing I want to mention though too is
Well, before you switch from that, Jeff, let me just say, and from there, you can send a referral agreement directly and easily versus having to go into your forms where you normally do all of that. So that's all I wanted to add there.
okay. One thing, Sherry, I want to just pull out because it got me thinking when you asked that question, just a quick thought too. Like, for any of us, it got me thinking like, okay, like last week, EXP, you go to their Facebook page. I'm always on their page and I share a lot of their posts and different things. But like this post they had, June 5th, 5 days ago, Real Trends verified list, right? So you go on here, I could share this post. I could also just download this and create my own post. But like, here's this one for EXP, for the Real Trends, 200, 250 or whatever, Real Trends verified, the 1,054 spots, 44 EXP agents, #1 enterprise. Here's the thing, don't just repost this, but repost this and put it out there like, hey, to all my friends all across the country, if you know anybody looking to buy or sell, a house this summer, this year, like reach out to me. I can connect you with literally the best agent in their market. And you might get some response on it. DM me, whatever, call me. Here's my number. I'm connected to the best agents in this business. And so take advantage, post that, but then put it out there like, hey, I can help you get connected to these agents and do a referral. You can get multiple referrals. I've done that before. I'll put it out because I'm from Indiana, lived in California, got friends all over the place, whatever, like to put it out there. Anybody looking to move this summer, reach out to me. I will connect you with the best agent in your market. and you can show them, verify that even with a post like that and put it out there. And if you get one or two people and you pick up $2,500 in a referral check, like I'll take that all day long.
Yep, that's great stuff, Jeff. The last thing I will add is, Sherry, I'd go into your favorite AI, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it is you're using, spell out the entire scenario and say, give me a 12-month nurture campaign for the people that used to live in my town that now are either looking in other places or have already decided on a new. Show me how I can stay in touch with them on a long-term nurture. And maybe it's beyond 12 months, but you'll find gold there. I guarantee it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a great idea.
You're welcome.
Back in the day, I don't have this anymore. I kind of wish I did. But for our past clients, we'd close on the house, whatever. And I had a 7-year drip campaign. It was monthly.
Wow.
I would just automatically just add them to that, just tag them, add them to that campaign. For 7 years, they got an email every month from me. It was just a little paragraph. And then, of course, it always had the little PS, referrals are the best thing you can do. Whatever. And we picked up multiple referrals out of that over the years. And it just kept me in front of them. And the whole idea of 7 years was that, on average, people move every 7 years. And so, whatever. So again, just automated stuff that you could set up now really pretty easy with ChatGPT. Have something like that set up.
So any of you use ManyChat? I'm curious about that too.
Andy does.
No, no, I
No?
don't use it yet. I'm digging into it
Oh.
to see I've tried it, I've tested it, but I think I don't have to pay for it. I can do the same thing in GoHighLevel. So without getting into the weeds, and I sure don't want to do that on this call, I've basically connected my Claude to GoHighLevel and my my BoldTrail. I've connected it to my Gmail. I've given Claude control of my entire computer, and I am building out all the things to have Claude do all the work for me. So that's what I've just built, a 16-part program to build out skills in Claude. But anyway, so the answer is yes. I've used ManyChat, but I don't currently use it all the time.
So you're using Claude Cowork for that?
I'm using Claude Cowork to set everything up, and then basically having it run in the back end to GoHighLevel.
Right. Yeah, I am not using GoHighLevel near to its capacity for sure.
I don't think any of us are. Seriously, after digging into it, there's so much to it.
So
Yeah.
And just diving down the rabbit hole like I have in the last probably 2 weeks with Claude, it's unbelievable what that thing can do. Just unbelievable. So, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah, so they are the ones that are hosting my website right now. So I do like what's there, but I just want to give a shout out to you and to the Freedom team here, because I have plugged in a lot of what's on your site into my website, like links onto that, and copied and pasted to make it look that I look even more fabulous, right? And it's because of your website that I can tag over onto that for more information of one of my partner with me as an agent page. That's where it gets pushed over to that. And for some of your videos that you have on there. And today, in fact, I had someone scheduled through my website because I use Calendly, which I think I could do it through GoHighLevel and not have to pay for Calendly for that. So yes, I need to look into that. But someone who wants to, me to list their home. So I met with him. I meet with him tomorrow. And he just was praising me with my digital presence of what I have online, because he said, what your website offers, I don't see any other agent in our area that has that. And I was like, thank you. I work very hard to make that, to make me available and found online. It's a big deal to be able to do that. So all of my advertising, a lot of it goes towards that.
It's awesome.
Will you put your link in there?
Yes. In the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Let's see. Let me find that. I will add that.
Yeah, I think you're probably using our Freedom Team site better than we are at this point.
Maybe.
And we have a discussion about that every Friday.
Oh, do you? Well, I think I've mentioned it to Tim before, but I just wanted to, in this group setting, to say how much I appreciate that side. I do try to get, some of my agents to go to that are, below me here. Not everyone embraces it quite. Like, I'm all about trying to use what I'm currently paying for instead of trying to find new stuff, because I know there's probably things that I am double dipping on and that I don't need to, that's there and available for me.
Cool beans. I like
Yeah.
it.
Although I know I need to get my videos more updated, but I just put something on there. I need to work on building my YouTube channel. So Mary, I'm with you there with doing the videos. That, to me, YouTube stresses me out. I think I currently have 4 subscribers, and I'm just perfectly happy with that because I am not telling anyone about it, but I know AI has to find me, so I need to start building that and getting better. Just do it. Just get more comfortable and just do it.
Yeah.
When you think about it, all the things we get to do as realtors, and then, oh, wait, I got to sell houses in the middle of
Yeah.
this somewhere.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But AI is such a help now, and alleviate so much, all that extra time we used to always spend doing certain tasks. Just simply writing an email, like Tim said a minute ago, stick it into Chat GPT, get a 12 plus, month marketing plan at the snap of your fingers practically.
Well, and I don't think you realize everything that it can help you do. Like Tim and I called Tim early this morning because I had an aha moment, where I'm a believer. So, I mean, just about everything I step into, I say a little prayer before I even step into it, just to let him know I'm giving it to him and I need a little guidance here. I need somebody to help me walk me through this. And I have a problem with a listing that is under contract. We're supposed to close Friday. There's a big problem with it. And so I'm sitting here going, well, how do I solve this problem? There's got to be a way to solve this problem. So I said a little prayer about it. And then I'm telling you, as soon as I said amen, it like snapped in my head and said, why don't you just ask Claude to solve this problem for you? You're thinking about it too much. So I took all of the assets that I had, the problem, I put it into Claude and I said, here's the solution I want and tell me how to get there. And within seconds, it said, pew, here's what you do. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's how you do it. This solves your problem. Get to it. It says, and it had big letters, don't delay. Do this now. And it said, and you can still make closing by Friday if you can get it all done. And no kidding, my seller just called me and said, I did what you told me to this morning. I think we have a resolution. I'll let you know here in the next couple of hours. But if we have to extend the closing, it's only going to be by a day or two. But I think we have this problem solved. And I'm like, well, there you go. I couldn't figure it out
Awesome.
at all. And all I had to do was ask Claude. And it said, boop, here's what you do. So if you
Good.
run into a situation, I have taken contracts before and said, and somebody render over a contract to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to sit down and read this, and I had 900 other things going on. I'm like, I'm overthinking it. I literally take the contract, pop it into Claude, and say, go through this and tell me the good, the bad, and the evil on this thing. Tell me what to flag, what to look for, and give me the exact section so I don't have to read through the whole contract. And it'll read through the contract and go, I would pay attention to this section. I would change this. I would do this. I'm like, holy cow, I've been working way too hard.
Well, and, Sherry, for your YouTube, like one of the things, because we're kind of building out a new YouTube channel as well, my wife and I, for production. And so, like, I'm going into, like, if I find a good article, I'll go to realtor.com and click on their news and insights tab, and it just pulls up all the, everything, from new construction to buyers, sellers, financing, just articles. And I'll find a good timely article with like some good tips on it. I'll just take that, copy, paste, put it into Claude, write me a 90-second video script, that with this, based on this article, I could turn into a video for my YouTube channel. Boom. Does it. I sit here, I just read it, big view, teleprompter, go to Descript, take out the eye movement, through AI, does that, send it to my daughter. She does the editing, puts the music on, a little B-roll in, gives me the thumbnail that Claude tells me to make, whatever, and I post a new video on my YouTube channel, and it's done in like a day. And it just like, but it takes me all of, I could have that whole video done and sent to her within the next 15 minutes using Claude to give me the script and just reading it, you know? So as far as content, like I don't know, I'm using it like, how many guys are doing, who's doing, Nick's thing? Yeah, I'm going to sign up today for what we saw yesterday. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to do it today. Andy, I know you are. Tim, you are. Has anybody else jumped into that at all? You have, Kathy? You're doing it?
Well, I'm going to sign up
Yeah,
today
I'm
too.
going to do. I'm going to do it today.
We're trying to figure out if it is functional for Tim, but Tim's going to have a conversation. I don't mean to speak for Tim, but I know we talked about it, I think he's going to have a conversation with Nick before he signs up. But
Well, and it's exactly what I talked about earlier. I've got 23,000 leads in a whole nother CRM and a whole nother website. If there's an easy way to migrate that to Nick's solution, I mean, I'm all in on Nick's solution. It's not about the 99 bucks a month. There is
Yeah,
so much there. And
yeah,
Sherry, I just private chatted you because I knew if we brought this up, we'd talk for another hour and a half about it. But that system is effing amazing on everything it can do. I mean, it's scary. It's so amazing, but that's a big piece of. Plus, I'm having fun attracting. I don't really want to sell a whole lot of real estate. I want to sell some just to stay relevant and stay in practice. But that's part of it too.
hmm
So I have signed up and I am part of Carrie Sove. So I'm part of her group. So I know that, and I know Nick and her are actually combining forces for something that's going on in Toronto, I think, in July. But so I've already paid her and I'm already working with her to do stuff. And so she is really also helping with the building things online. And, she's the one who harps on me the most about the YouTube channel and getting things on there about both long and short form, and building things. So she is someone that in the past year that I have been working with.
I'm glad to hear that, and I respect that. But do yourself a favor and watch that 37-minute video. Andy put everything Nick does for $99 a month and said it would cost like 8,000. So I
Okay.
don't know what you're paying this other person, and this is not Nick's certified agent program. It's
Hmm.
completely different. He just rolled it out 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay. I'll look at it. I'll look at it.
It'll take everything you're wanting to do and already doing and make it easier, simpler, and cheaper and far more robust. It's going to make you AEO, SEO, and GEO relevant, which is part
Hmm.
of what I've heard you say without saying
Yep.
part of the problem.
Yep.
And I don't know about your website. I'm sitting here looking at it. It's beautiful, but I don't know. There's not a hook to current websites, which is part of the reason I'm also thinking, why don't I just rebuild my site with Nick's deal?
Hmm.
And as long as I can get all those prospects and past customers and everything to port over easily and not lose any sort of um, listing notifications for those that we already have set up. So I've probably got 2,000 people that are getting regular listing alerts. So all
Yeah.
pieces to the puzzle, but it's worth your time to spend 37 minutes and just watch it and learn more about it.
Okay.
yeah. Yesterday was really good.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
And the gentleman who was speaking about Clyde earlier, maybe give us some more details about how to acclimate to it, because I installed it on my phone a month or two ago and have completely ignored it because I didn't even know I did it.
you're talking about Claude?
Odd, sorry.
Yeah,
Claude.
that's okay. We could talk for the next 22 hours and I couldn't tell you everything to. I
Oh,
mean, seriously, I mean, I don't mean to sound that way, but it literally is that way. I mean, it's way too much. I mean, all I can tell you is customize it and start using it. Just dive down the rabbit hole like I did. I mean, I just started watching YouTube video after YouTube video on how to train it, how to do this, how to do that. If I run into a problem,
Perfect advice.
and And AI is simple. Seriously, it's this simple. I mean, we overthink it like as not only real estate agents, but human beings, right? We overthink everything. So AI is so simple at this point that if you don't know how to use it, say, I want you to do this, and I don't know how to tell you to do this. So tell me how to tell you to do this, whatever it is, and it will tell you. I mean, it will give you the prompt. There are prompt engineers inside ChatGPT, and I literally sometimes have, I've got three screens sitting here in front of me, and I literally sometimes have ChatGPT open over here, Claude open over here, Gemini open, and Manus open all at the same time, and I'm asking Claude to give me a prompt to put into Chat, to put into Manus, to put into Gemini, to put into Notebook LM to get what I'm wanting done. But now I've figured out a way to get Claude under Cowork to do all that stuff for me. Now, it's probably going to cost me a bunch of money because it costs a lot of tokens to do the things that you're trying to do. But the fact is, if I can get Claude to go to work for me and to just imagine if you're sitting out at a restaurant and you think, I forgot to send out my newsletter for the week. And you can pick up Claude and talk to it and say, hey, go in and create a newsletter for my entire database and GoHighLevel and send it out for me in a drip mode and send it to 300 people every 30 minutes until the entire list is complete. Send me a copy of the newsletter before you send it out because I want to proofread it. Can you do that for me now? And then hit enter. And 15 minutes later, it all comes back to you. And then you say, okay, go ahead and send that out. And it's done. That's what I'm trying to get set up. And it's taken me 2 weeks so far, and I don't have it yet. So that's what I'm saying. You know, it's a lot to build into it. So, but it can be done. You just gotta figure out how to do it.
That's Andy, right? Thanks, Andy.
Yeah. No,
That's
no
really good
worries.
advice. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to just, so my understanding of Cloud Cowork though is that has to be run on a desktop, correct? Because I have an iPad and a phone and it won't run on a mobile device. So I've got to have a desktop. Is that correct? Am I understanding or am I just not know how to work it?
Yeah, but you can send tasks to
Yes,
it from a chat. So you could send tasks to it from your phone and
as
say,
long as I have it set up on a desktop
yeah.
to be running.
So what
Yes.
I'm doing is creating skills within Claude. So I've got so far I've got like 25 skills created in there, and I've got to do another probably 15 or 16 to get done what I want done. But so basically what I do, so then when I go in and say, you know, if I tell it something like, I want you to take this transcript from this video and then just do all the things that you do, and it'll do everything that I have trained it to do up to that point. So it works inside there. I've got to take this call real quick.
Good stuff. Anybody else have anything before we wrap it up? It's about 5 till.
Well,
Yvette, did you have something?
I've been doing well on my open houses. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. No, my client lowered her house $45,000. No, 50.
Oh, well,
So
yeah.
the open houses are better. And I'm putting, from you guys, I learned to put a lot of signs. And I put my car out on the road and put a big sign on the back of my car. So when they drive by, they'll see it. So
Good.
in a hick town in Puerto Rico, I had about 8 people twice, and it's pretty good. Things are starting to move in that aspect. Still the same
what's the
house.
message on your sign? What's the message on your
Open
car?
house, open house with a big arrow toward the house. Very simple. Black and white, big sign.
Pretty cool. On the back of your car, so cars driving down the street, see it?
Yeah, I park it on the side and I have a SUV, so I put it on the back and have the windshield wiper blade hold it in place. And then I bring chairs because here it's really hot and I don't like to be in the house, no air, no water. So I bring a cooler and chairs and water for people who come by. So it's, we make it like a social event. It's really becoming very nice. I really like it. Takes
Very
me
cool.
2 hours to get there, but it's worth it. I mean, I make it fun, like an adventure, and I always bring somebody with me.
Good
Good.
stuff.
Definitely. Couple quick reminders. I'll give everybody the next fast cap class they're taking registrations for starts July 8th. So that one's coming along. If you have not watched it, I'm going to put it in the chat here. Last week, Brian Ellington, Chief Learning Officer, EXP. If you have not watched that yet, please watch it. That was awesome. Breaking down EXP University and all the stuff that's in there. They did the Instagram class yesterday. There's several people I had in there that said it was amazing. And you can go in and register for that and just get the replay and all the stuff. It's there. So go to expuniversity.com. It's all there. There's that video from last week I put in the chat from Brian. So definitely worth a look. Just, there's so much going on over there with EXP University. Good stuff. So anyway, a couple reminders on that. But anything else? Oh,
Sherry, what's your website written in, or what's it reside on? Is that a GoHighLevel site or a BoldTrail?
GoDaddy's one that I created the site through, but GoHighLevel is hosting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
it looks good.
Yeah, I agree.
It
So
does.
this is to GoHighLevel. You did this site.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And then it's when you go to search the listings, that's taking it over to the BoldTrail because that's where my IDX feed is at. So
Okay.
it's like it's a cross between, yes, like the homepage. And so anyone where you're like searching properties, that's switching over to the EXP site, my agent page. But the other tabs are from GoHighLevel.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
Which I still need to do some work on it, but yeah.
It looks great.
It does.
Really, really good. So this is like blog stuff down
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've not been consistent on my blogs. Yeah. Need to.
I noticed that. January 2026.
They all, well, yeah, they all got posted at the same time and they were supposed to get posted separately and they did not. So, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, so if you click, on the top there, partner with me would be so this is a BoldTrail. You can see it's going to EXP Realty, so it's going to a BoldTrail there. But if you do the partner with me, you'll see some of the stuff from the Freedom team. Well, if you scroll down, you'll see some of the things from that. So some of the model explained that would come from that, but then down here is where I kind of copied and pasted your site there, the training calendar. So if you go up and you click on training calendar, that's going to take you to your site. Oh, wait, go down. There, training calendar. And I think see, boom, there you are.
Awesome.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
So you don't show up, but you're taking everything we've ever taught about and you're
that's
implementing it. I
right.
love it.
That's good.
Don't think I don't pay attention. I do.
I
Even
can
if I'm
tell
not
you
here.
do. This is
Oh.
awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome. It looks great. And I see how you're saying like this here, you click on the search for homes,
Yes.
it connects to your
Yes.
BoldTrail page. Yeah,
Yes.
your IDX. That's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
I saw
So
Andy yesterday when he was sharing what he's building with Nick, like that whole site that
Mhm.
was it Halo or whatever
Mhm.
that builds, and then linking up to his BoldTrail page.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely a blend. And websites are always a work in progress. They really are.
You got to keep updating them. I mean, there's new stuff all the time, so.
Yeah. Yeah, these are my funnels. So if you clicked on buying a house, selling a house, those are going to take you to my funnels. So that's where those will take you in. But,
Okay.
You doing any advertising to bring people to the site?
I have not yet. I have been staying busy enough right now that I have not had to do that. I do have some Google ads, I do some of those, but they're more, I do a variety of some of those, but I'm as busy as I can be right now, I would tell you. Yeah.
It shows.
Looks good.
Jerry, quick
Zach?
question. Yeah. Was that set up through the Attract ROI GoHighLevel, or do you use your own GoHighLevel? Maybe you said and I missed it.
It's an individual page that I bought.
Okay.
I have my own account, yeah, with them. But I partnered up with GoGo Bethke to set my funnels up. So they kind of set this page up initially, and then I kind of have added a few things, but she helped me initially to get that in place. One of her VAs helped me with that. It was nice. I love VAs. Yeah.
Mhm. That's awesome. Yeah, Jeff, do you know if we're able to build a website from scratch with Attract ROI, or do we have to use what they have set up?
You
No,
can.
you can build it in there. Yeah.
Yeah, we've built a ton of them.
Yeah. I
Nice.
think it's under sites and then
Yeah.
websites, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I own my domain zcirco.com and it's hosted somewhere else, but I need to pull it over to Attract ROI then and then set it up. So
Yeah.
but
You
thank
can
you,
make it
Sherry, for
easy on
sharing.
yourself
Awesome.
if you go to Claude and tell it what you're trying to do and what you want it to look like, and tell it to write out the HTML code, and then you can go in and then say, "Give me instructions how to put this into into GoHighLevel," and it will literally walk you through how to do it. And you can just copy and paste the HTML, and
Yeah.
you got a working website.
Yeah, I did the HTML for a kind of a practice website, and then I did it for my newsletter. And now I'm just going to take Sherry's and say, "Hey, let's do one for Colorado off of
Yeah.
Sherry's." Awesome. So,
Yeah. Yeah. hmm Yeah, I did go into on each of my pages for GoHighLevel. I did go into chat and I did have it optimize my descriptions for Tim, like you're saying, to be AEO, SEO, GEO optimized. So I had it for each of the descriptions. It did help me with that, and everything that's on there, those are optimized for that. Yes.
that's awesome, Sherry.
Great work.
The other thing I was going to mention, Sherry, is you had those clients traveling in an RV.
Mhm.
That's a whole lifestyle. You can ask Claude to send you recommendations for YouTube channels for people that have been doing that. And then the other thing is,
Yeah.
there's so much coming out right now with how the market's shifting. Like, it seems like there's a lot of articles that are like, hey, these are the top 10 places to buy this year because the economy's shifted, affordability's changed. These are the cities that are growing. And if they're just driving around, say, hey, check out these cities if you're close by and see if one of those lands. But that was back to the question.
Yes, thank you.
Good stuff. Well, cool. We'll wrap it up.
I love Wednesdays.
I do too.
It's always different. It's always a smorgasbord. There's always great value. So thank you all for being here and for participating.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.
So, guys, have a great day. Have a good rest of your week. Q&A tomorrow with Kelly and Eric for Attraction. And then we'll be back next week. So call us if you need us.
Hey, hold on one second before you end this. Sherry,
Yes.
I was going to I'm dropping in the chat for you.
Okay.
This is an AEO SEO site checker.
Okay. Okay.
And you can check to see what your score is. And if it is below the Mendoza line, which is probably below 85, I would think, then I would tell ChatGPT what it found and say, fix this.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so
Yep.
much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Out here on the grind, chasing dreams in the sun, from the Gulf to the hills. Yeah, we're getting